Good evening, it's Monday night, so it can only mean one thing. It's the ILFL Soccer Night Show. Good evening to you all. We're going to talk about all of the cup games that happened yesterday. The ILFL Challenge Cup took place in various venues, and we're going to kick off with our first highlighted game from that Challenge Cup. It's Stepney B versus Riverside, First Division versus Second. Two teams, one win out of three, both teams struggling for goals, but in a knockout competition, anything goes, and this is what happened in the game yesterday between Stepney B and Riverside. fast-flowing game and all action and more goals than you saw in there. In fact, Stepney B won it by 2-0. Well done to you guys. You progress to the next round of the Challenge Cup. We're going to take a look at all of the results from yesterday's games right now in the ILFL Challenge Cup, and they go from the top like this. Beaumont Youth beat Robin Hood Tigers by 3-2. Good victory there for Beaumont. Bowen Weavers played out a 3-3 draw, but Weavers won it on penalties. Reach Out continued their impressive start by putting 12 goals past a hapless whatever happened to the Bromley Juniors of a couple of seasons ago. Burdett, similar fashion, 8 goals past Redcoat, 8-1 they won their game. Tower Hamlets B beating St Catherine's by 3-2. Maybe a minor upset, but maybe even bigger that St Catherine's under-21 team registered their first win of the season, beating a good Almazan team 3-2. And down at the bottom, SCTA, the sleeping giant maybe, beating a good West End reserve team by 7-1. Rashid, pick the bones out of that one. Where do you want to start?
First of all, let's start with the highlights. The Stepney B game with Riverside. Riverside, I've seen them in the summer. They're a very good outfit. Stepney, I'm really happy to see how they progressed, considering this is the second season. Last season was debut season. I know they were losing a lot of games, but they coming into the season, they picked themselves up, got together, and it's proof is in the pudding that this season they're more experienced and got move for players. And actually, it was nice to see the highlights. It was quite an impressive game. So for me, it's nice to see Stepney B progressing in the second season of the league itself.
Tough on one of the new teams. They probably fancied their chances.
I think Riverside, some of them look good. In the winter, I know the results haven't been gone the way, but I'm still impressed with their management, the way the team get together, the way they play with each other. They're all friends. They will, hopefully, in the season to come, and the games to come, pick themselves up and move up the ladder itself, in the league itself. And
speaking of one of the other new teams, and we have to pick out this result and move to you, Nanu. St Catherine's under-21. Good game. It had to have been a good game because Almazan have shown that they're a decent team.
They are a decent team. You know, I mean, unfortunately for St Catherine's, they didn't have that top-level management structure, but they did have some really good players, I must admit. I was there just to help them out yesterday, and the attendance was very good. Unlike the previous weeks, I mean, they had full 15 or 16 players on time and getting prepared to play a game. Almazan was there well ahead of St Catherine's anyway, and they were practicing as well, and they were really up for it as well. I mean, when the game began, you could tell from, you know, within a few minutes that St Catherine's had the upper hand. You know, they had like really solid midfielders, and they were like really good attacking midfielders as well. And the wingers were very quick, very fast, and very skillful as well. And Almazan just couldn't catch up. You know, I mean, they tried their best. You know, they played good footballing, and they never gave up as well. You know, credit to Almazan, they didn't give up. I mean, they scored, they came back, and it was really close at the end. Anything could have happened. It could have ended up with a draw and then on to penalties, but it didn't. And you know, fortunately for St Catherine's, they did the right thing. They came on time, had the right people in the right places, they had the right structure, and it shows that when you have that kind of thing, you win games.
Indeed. And if I was a true gambling man then, Hasnat, and I said Reach Out and SCTA for the finals, would that be delusional?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, we expected that. Where if we look at those results again, I mean, SCTA, Burdett, Reach Out, they are the ones that you expect to really take this cup aside. I mean, outsider. Robin Hood and Beaumont Youth getting drawn against each other was really unfortunate. So now, as an outsider, I look at Beaumont Youth there, and I mean, let's not take Weavers out of the equation. I mean, they had a hard-fought draw with Bow. So I mean, it's anyone's. But you'd expect to see. A bit harsh of me to say this, but a semi-final with at least 2 of Reach Out, Burdett, and SCTA.
Okay, I think that's something that maybe we can all concur with. The next round of the Challenge Cup is coming up in a few weeks' time. The draw will take place over the next couple of weeks as well. So you'll be able to find out, just like we will, live on the ILFL Soccer Night show, a Monday night draw, to find out what tasty games are going to take place in the next round. There was also Premier Division games happening yesterday as well. We're going to take a look at those results right now. Bromley, good win, beating Sire by 3-0. Sire still struggling and looking for some consistency in their season. Beaumont taking Leytonstone apart and putting 5 goals past them and only getting 2 in response. And a good game, the West London derby. West End went 2-0 up by all accounts, and the Tigers, in true fashion, came back and drew the game by 2 goals each. What have we got to say about that? Our Tigers, Is everybody closing up on Tigers now this season?
I think so. I think West End were brilliant on the day. I was watching the second half when they were turning up. But Tigers being Tigers, obviously, they came back with the 2 goals. But I wasn't too impressed with the football. Last season, the season before, they were more prolific. They were more hungry. This season, I know they had a change of management. There have been new faces with players, been change of formation, change of tactics, etc. But I think that may affect the game. But West End looked good. And I saw them play against Stepney as well. They last minute conceded penalty, otherwise they would have won. With Tigers, they should have won the game. The chances they had, they didn't finish off, unfortunately, and that gave the opportunity for Tigers to come back. So for me, West End are looking really good.
I mean, let's not take the light off that game though. This is isn't this the very first West London derby?
It is,
and if it hadn't been for the Challenge Cup, which has overshadowed this, I think all eyes were pretty much on that.
Yeah. Okay, so where does that leave everybody in the Premier Division? Well, this is what it looks like now, and it's more of a meaningful table after 4 games now. Stepney, who did not play yesterday, are now where they feel they should be, right up there with London Tigers. It's another battle between those 2 giants. And Beaumont, a different season now to where they were last season. 4 games, 3 wins, and only the 1 defeat, and they're sitting a point behind with Bromley just doing their quiet thing. After another impressive win, they are right there with West End, and 3 teams there still without a point. So like we said, it's looking like a little bit of a divide amongst the Premier Division teams. I mean, with 2 points just separating the top 5, Nanu, where is it going? I mean, is it out of those top 5? No one's really out on their own, are they?
No, they're not. I mean, every year on year, the ILFL league, it gets more and more competitive. So, you know, with the likes of West End coming in and Tigers retaining the title, I mean, it's just going to get harder and harder. I mean, there's nobody is going to stick up like a thumb. And every year we see this 2-horse race or 3-horse race right to the last game. And I think we'll probably see this same thing again, repeating itself over and over again.
Yeah, indeed. West End looking like the only team so far that's come up to improve and strengthen their squad, with the other teams struggling. And what's happened to Ireland all of a sudden? Guys, you need to wake up. The Premier Division has started, the league has started, and you need to get started as well. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to look at the Veterans Cup in detail. 2 teams, London Tigers and Bromley, will do battle this Thursday. Is it going to be Tigers coming back from narrowly missing out on the league to take a cup, or are Bromley going to do what they normally seem to do in cups and prove that they are a good cup team? We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more in the second section of the ILFL Soccer Night Show. Don't go away.
আপনারা দেখছেন ILFL Soccer Night। সৌজন্যে নীলাজ হোম লিমিটেড, প্রবাসে মায়ের হাতের ছোঁয়া।